Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, the Lord slays the king of the demons. Text number 17. Satyam Vedatum Nijabritya Bhashitang Satyang Vivatum Nijabritya Bhashitam Vyapting Cha Bhuteshu Akileshu Chatmanaha Vyapting Cha Bhuteshva Akileshu Chatmanaha Adrishyatat Yadbhuta Rupam Udvahan Adrishyatat Yadbhuta Rupam Udvahan Stambe Sabayam Na Mrigang Na Manusham Stambe Sabhayang Na Mrigang Na Manusham Satyang Vidhatung Nijabritya Bhashitang Vyapting Cha Bhuteshvakileshu Chatmanaha Adrishyatat Yadbhuta Rupam Udvahan Stambe Stabhayang Na Mrigang Na Manusham Satyang Vidhatum Nijabritya Bhashitang Vyapting Cha Bhuteshvakileshu Chatmanaha Adrishyatat Yadbhuta Rupam Udvahan Stambe Sabhayang Na Mrigang Na Manusham Satyang Vidatum Nijabritya Bhashitang Vyapting Na Bhuteshvakileshu Chatmanaha Adrishyatat Yadbhuta Rupam Udvahan Stambe Sabhayang Na Mrigang Na Manusham Satyang Vivatum Nijabritya Bhashitang Vyapting Cha Bhuteshvakileshu Chatmanaha Mataji. Satyang Nijabritya Bhashitang vyaptim cha bhuteshvakileshi chatmanaha Adishyatat yabhutarupam udhavan Stambe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham Teshu akileshu chatmanaha Satyam, true. Vedatum, to prove. Nijabritya bhashitam, the words of his own servant, Prahlad Maharaj, who had said that his Lord is present everywhere. Vyaptim, the pervasion. Cha, and Bhuteshu, among the living entities and elements. Akileshu, all. Cha, also. Atmanaha, of himself. Adrishyata, was seen. Ati, very. Adbhuta, wonderful. Rupam, form. Udvahan, taking. Sambe, in the pillar. Sabhyayam, Sabhayam, within the assembly. Na, not. Mrigam, an animal. Na, nor. Manusham, a human being. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. To prove that the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial, in other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. The form was neither that of a human nor that of a lion. Thus the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. Please repeat. To prove that the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial. In other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. The form was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. Thus the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. Nrsimha Bhagavan ki. Srila Prabhupada's purport. When Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad Maharaj, "Where is your Lord? Is he present in this pillar?" Prahlad Maharaj fearlessly replied, "Yes, my Lord is present everywhere." Therefore, to convince Hiranyakashipu that the statement of Prahlad Maharaj was unmistakably true, the Lord appeared from the pillar. The Lord appeared as half lion, half man, so that Hiranyakashipu could not understand whether the great giant was a lion or a human being. To substantiate Prahlad's statement, the Lord proved that his devotee, as declared in Bhagavad-Gita, is never vanquished. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. Prahlad Maharaj's demonic father had repeatedly threatened to kill Prahlad, but Prahlad was confident that he could not be killed, since he was protected by the Supreme Lord. By appearing from the pillar, the Lord encouraged his devotees, saying in effect, quote, "Don't worry, I am present here," end quote. By manifesting his form as Nrsingadev, the Lord also preserved the truth of Lord Brahma's promise that Hiranyakashipu was not to be killed by any animal or any man. The Lord appeared in a form that could not be said to be fully man or a lion. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistang Stapitang Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we're hearing the continued pastime of Prahlad Maharaj, how Hiranyakashipu was totally upset at his son because Prahlad, he actually appeared to deliver the demoniac. The Lord has a plan. It's not that things are happening by chance. Everything's going on. Maybe we don't fully understand how it's all working. But as we read Srimad Bhagavatam and we see how Jai and Vijay disrespected the four Kumaras by not allowing them entrance in Vaikuntha, and how the servants from Vaikuntha, Jai and Vijay, were cursed, and although they could have taken birth as devotees 7 times, but the Lord suggested 5 times, 7 times. At least take 3 demonic births and then come back home, come back to me. So here, Hiranyakashipu, Jaya, he created such great disturbance in the universe by performing great austerity, great tapasya, so much so that all the demigods and all the higher planetary systems became submissive to the power and strength of Hiranyakashipu. So you think, well, why is the Lord allowing one of his devotees to come to this world and create such havoc, stopping yajnas, stopping religious performances, and actually those who are normally respected in exalted positions became menial servants of Hiranyakashipu. They were very fearful of the power and strength. But Prahlad Maharaj, although born in a demonic family, to prove there are no disqualifications, anyone can take up the process of devotional service because we're all servants of Krishna, we're all spirit souls who come to this material world for enjoyment due to desire, hate, fear. Everyone is fearful. Prabhupada gives the example, the bird is eating his little grains and always looking around this way and that way. No one wants to die. Even if a very, very old man who's suffering and struggling in so many ways, he's not saying, please kill me. Sometimes it becomes intolerable and they do want to finish this life. But Prahlad Maharaj, pure devotee, was never fearful. In every moment, because of Narada Muni's grace, being inspired by his spiritual master Narada Muni, and remembering everything that he was taught in the womb, naturally he was exhibiting the symptoms of a pure devotee and a great Vaishnava. Although very humble, very peaceful, he would convince all his friends that yes, this is the way to utilize your life. From the very beginning of life, we should become devotees of the Lord. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam, hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping the lotus feet, offering prayers, surrendering everything to the Lord. And Prahlad Maharaj, even when asked by his own father, where do you get this strength, this impudence, this how you're defiant of my order? All the demigods are fearful. They're carrying out my order very humbly. And my own son, you're defying me? So his ego was enraged by this, and he was criticizing, where's your Lord? Who will protect you now when I cut your head, send you to Yamaraj, to your death? So we can see the awkward situation nowadays. The father and mother are killing the babies in the womb. There's no hesitation for one's sense gratification to manipulate and kill. We've seen throughout history in Russia, Japan, Germany, America, everywhere, people are slaughtering other people just for strength, power, wealth, dominance, land. In America, they killed off all the Indians, took over the land. In many places throughout the world, based on lust, greed, and to control, to have power. And the epitome of that was Hiranyakashipu. All the demigods defeated the demoniac personalities, and they had the heavenly planets. They were going to kill the wife of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad, but Narada Muni stopped. No, the great devotee, you can't kill even if you wanted to. He's protected by the Lord. So this is the condition that we find ourselves, that in most governments, and Kali Yuga in particular, they're not interested in the welfare of the citizens by giving them guidance in spiritual life or encouraging the performance of sacrifice or chanting, the Sankirtan Yagya, or even whether people follow their religion or don't follow religion. They even kick it out of the schools. No more can you say, in God we trust, or make any kind of prayer. No, we want to remain neutral. So this is the symptoms of Kali Yuga, when the leaders, the monarch, the king, is supposed to be Rajarshi, actually representative of God, and this is why he's given all respect, the crown, the king. It was actually respect to God, not to the person. So Hiranyakashipu, he was so determined that performed years and years of austerities, and he gained mystic power. But it's described that even by performing great austerities or having wealth and yogic perfections and living in solitude, studying the Vedas, performing some kind of austerities, this is really not the ultimate purpose or of a devotee. A devotee, he wants to develop his love, bhakti, bhaktya mam abhijananti. Only by developing or reawakening that original love for Krishna is Krishna pleased. He's not impressed by the mysticism of Hiranyakashipu. And even due to that power and strength, he controlled all the demigods. He took away their powers. So much so that they were totally under his full control. So here, after so many verses of hearing how Hiranyakashipu was going to show that he's the supreme, that there is no God, as the atheists many times try to prove through their scientific explanations of what is life, where does life come from, chance combination of chemicals. Srila Prabhupada often tells a story of his PhD disciple, Swarup Damodar, how in one conference in California, some Nobel Prize winner was given some great respect and won a Nobel Prize because he had the combination of chemicals to produce life. Yes, now we can produce life by this chemical combination. And when asked that, if I give you all the chemicals, if I give you all the things, ingredients which you claim will produce life, can you do that? That I cannot say. So it's all basically smoke and mirrors, speculation, people who are in ignorance. They don't know what is God and what is the law of God. But Srila Prabhupada, as I heard yesterday, we were giving one class, my friend was saying that he'll give you his address. He'll give you God's mother's name, his father's name, his friends' names, what he does, what are his activities. Complete understanding, well, I mean, as much as we can understand. So it's not that God is simply some very elderly figure with a beard and no face because no one has seen God. And in some religions, if you claim that you make any form or see God, then that's blasphemy, they'll kill you. In general, in Kali Yuga, people are fearful and ignorant. And this is a very degraded age, but in one sense we're very fortunate because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago for Lord Krishna and 500 years ago Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And if you think of thousands of years, tens of thousands, hundreds, millions of years, what a rare opportunity it is to be in a human form of life, because animals don't ask, who am I? Why am I a dog? Why am I a pig? They're simply interested, who will take care of me? Who will feed me? How can I meet my bodily demands? But human life is meant for awakening our spiritual life, putting an end to this whole process of birth and death, the struggle of material existence. And we may think, well, that's good, high philosophical words that we can stop death, we can stop rebirth. God is very merciful, very kind. He sends Prahlad Maharaj, He sends Narada Muni, He sends Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Srila Prabhupada. Just like we just read about Prithu Maharaj, I was reading, and also in Bombay we were discussing about the Shakti-Avesh avatar. And the Shakti-Avesh avatar is an empowered living entity, empowered specifically by the Lord to spread the Krishna consciousness movement, the philosophy. So without doubt, Srila Prabhupada is blessed, Shakti-Avesh avatar, to give this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to actually give everyone freely love of God. But unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, in this age, people are very, very slow in spiritual advancement, and the desire for sense enjoyment is very great. Even though we can read the history, see that no one's really achieved happiness, although they've tried in so many ways, no matter how many billions of dollars you have, how many islands you might own. I think one island owner just got devastated by a big hurricane. So Mother Nature, Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Satcharat Charam, this material energy is very powerful. We served in Florida for many years, so every year hurricane season would come, and there are special evacuation routes for your safety and protection, because when the wind hits 100, 150 miles an hour, that's only on surface level. Up higher, it's even more fierce. Trees are uprooted, houses are devastated, and people undergo great suffering. Earthquakes, disease, pestilence, and just now we've seen a few hurricanes that destroyed many of the important major cities. But there's reactions from Mother Nature. So Hiranyakashipu, because of his intent to hurt the Vaishnava Prahlad Maharaj, insulting a devotee, it says devotees are disturbed if anyone's insulting the Supreme Lord. Devotees are agitated if someone is insulting a Vaishnava or a devotee. Like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, although a great, great Vaishnava, He says, I am lower than Jagai and Madhai. I'm lower than the worm and stool. Not out of false humility. He actually, a devotee feels that I'm not qualified. I'm just an instrument. Srila Prabhupada, upon arriving in Boston after a huge, difficult journey across the sea, understanding how Kali Yuga has progressed so much and seeing people are simply in the mode of lust, ignorance, passion. How will they accept this message? I'm a fool, I have no qualification, but you, Lord, you instruct me. You make me dance as you like. So Prahlad Maharaj was empowered by Krishna. And Vaishnava, he becomes fearless. Abhaya Charanaravinda, isn't Srila Prabhupada's name? He's totally fearless because he knows my Lord will protect me. He's in all circumstances. Krishna's in our heart, and we may try to understand, well, why is it that the Pandavas have to struggle and suffer? So many died, and also many great devotees sometimes leave prematurely in our estimation. They should have been here for a longer period with us to encourage us in our spiritual life and help spread Krishna consciousness. Like I said, we don't understand fully the mission or the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, but the pastime that Srila Prabhupada has created, Krishna Balaram Mandir, Mayapur, all the different temples throughout the world, and installed the process of deity worship, and so much encouraged us for Sankirtan, for glorifying the Lord by book distribution, by preaching. This is what Prahlad Maharaj did. He's a preacher. Srila Prabhupada was preaching, giving Krishna consciousness, even when he was very, very ill. Sometimes he delivered such very powerful lectures like a lion. Because when we glorify Krishna, we become enlivened. When we see that others take Krishna and understand that, oh my God, I've been wasting my whole life. I'm wasting my time looking for something which has empty promise. There's no happiness in this world. No amount of wealth, no amount of so-called respect, reputation, or followers, or so-called enjoyments will give me any happiness. Then you see they take up very happily, with great joy, this Sankirtan process, the chanting of the Lord's holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And this sound vibration is very, very powerful. We heard yesterday about the power of sound vibration. Even when Vena, the father of Prithu Maharaj, in one sense, he was ruling the world similar to Hiranyakashipu. He was a total atheist, and he was completely stopping all sacrifices, and if his friends were giving him any difficulty before he was emperor, he used to just kill them. But somehow also the thieves and rogues and all the criminal elements were getting very prominent. So the saints and sadhus decided, well, better to have a corrupt king than no king at all. So Vena, they installed him on the throne, but they found him to be so horrible in stopping religious activities. They wanted to give good advice. They were giving good counsel, good advice that you should allow sacrifices, you should allow the brahmanas to perform their duties. And he simply mocked them like you're like prostitutes. You're not, you're being deviant from your actual Lord, who's me. So with their high-sounding mantra, they killed Venu. And then from Venu's body, they produced Prithu Maharaj to show what is a good kingdom, what is a godly system of ruling. So Hiranyakashipu, in the same way, was denying the existence of God, even though Prahlad was giving good advice and good counsel. And then that sound in the pillar, when that cracking sound happened, they heard it up in the heavenly planets, up to Brahmaloka. And everyone became fearful, thinking, oh no, now the devastation of the world is coming. And so this is a very wonderful verse I have opportunity to speak something on, that out of the pillar in the assembly hall, the Lord appeared in such a wonderful way, half man, half lion, and Hiranyakashipu was bewildered. What is this creature? Who is he? But still, his ego was so strong, he thought, never mind. What a fool he is for appearing, because I'll kill him. And just like an elephant attacking a lion, Prabhupada gives the example, sometimes in the forest, even a lion will attack an elephant. He said usually the lion wins. But at any rate, in this particular case for sure, Lord Nrsingadev, at first, while Hiranyakashipu was trying to show his strength, show his prowess, and naturally so many people are looking on, he's the emperor, and he became deathless in his estimation by his austerities and the promises and benedictions of Lord Brahma. So he thought, no one can kill me. And so in this way he attacked the Lord. And you will hear later on how, while they were fighting, the Lord allowed Hiranyakashipu to slip from his hands a little bit, and all the demigods were watching, and they were so fearful because they thought, oh no, Hiranyakashipu can see that we're eagerly awaiting his death, and if he gets away, he'll definitely kill us. So they were very much in anxiety. So paritranaya sadhunang vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sangstarpanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Again and again, the Lord is appearing. For what reason? To destroy the demonic and to protect the devotees. So the Lord is here, and we sing Yato Yato Yamitato Nashringho, that wherever I am, wherever I go, the Lord is with me. The Lord is there. For those who are on Sankirtan, sometimes you encounter difficult situations, some demonic people, maybe a dangerous gathering of some representatives. Hiranyakashipu want to sometimes beat up the devotees. Pragosh Prabhu told some very interesting stories. I've also had many stories in the airports, or sometimes wherever we are doing our Sankirtan, we sometimes disturb the police, we disturb those who are not understanding this Sankirtan mission. But we take shelter of Krishna, we pray to Krishna for protection, and the Lord gives His protection. We're bewildered, we're feeling discouraged, we're feeling overcome by our own ego. We have a beautiful protection in the form of Srila Prabhupada's books. We open up Bhagavad-Gita. It just so happens, right where we open it up, there's a beautiful passage to free us from our anxiety. This happened over and over and over again in Sankirtan, because sometimes, due to Krishna's mercy, you're feeling very confident, very potent, and you could practically stop anyone and convince anyone. There's a special magical exchange between the Sankirtan devotee and those who are receiving the mercy. But then there are times when we think, we get a little puffed up and think, hey, I'm pretty good at this. And then Krishna shuts the door, and then people treat us like, get out of here. Go get a job, useless parasite, and maybe treat us and speak very harshly. So much so that you feel, how am I going to, it's almost like insurmountable, that the pain and the feeling of becoming inadequate, that I can't even do this. Like Arjuna, he felt so despondent, ready for a big battle, but after seeing what he has to do, kill all his friends and relatives and engage in such a war, ghastly war, that he became very much depressed. So he took shelter of Krishna, and Krishna enlightened him, awakened his senses, his spiritual senses. So we become enlivened by hearing from Krishna in the form of the divine purports of his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. We're hearing the translations, we're hearing Srila Prabhupada's purports, and these are Prabhupada's spiritual ecstasies. These are Prabhupada's bringing Krishna and giving to all of us, connecting us in such a beautiful way. So it depends on our absorption and our ability to retain and appreciate the message of Godhead. And the more we work on ourselves by trying to follow the instructions of spiritual master, by worshiping the deity, staying in the association of devotees, hearing about Krishna, remembering Krishna, and like Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, not wanting to hear any criticisms of the devotees. So you can imagine how the Lord felt when Hiranyakashipu was threatening to kill Prahlad by severing his head. He was completely angry. And it came to that time and that point where he emerged from the pillar, fought with Hiranyakashipu, and then freed him of all his sins by with his nails ripping him apart. But then it's still, in an angry mood, he was there. All the demigods were offering prayers of appreciation. Thank you for freeing us from this horrible condition, this captivity. I had no powers. We had no ability to express ourselves as demigods. But still the Lord was upset. But finally, we'll see, even Lakshmi would not approach the Lord. But then we could see that Prahlad Maharaj had no fear. He was just very peacefully standing near the Lord with folded hands. And Lord Brahma said, "The Lord is very angry because of your father. So better you go and you pacify the Lord." So slowly, Prahlad Maharaj, he came before the Lord. And when Lord Nrsingadev saw him before him, he was very pleased, very happy. He touched Prahlad on the head with his transcendental hand, and he was totally enlightened. Although as a pure devotee, Vaishnava already achieved the highest platform, but he took birth in a demonic family, any kind of contamination. Same thing with Dhruva Maharaj. The Lord with his conch shell touched the head of Dhruva Maharaj, and then Dhruva Maharaj offered beautiful prayers. So then after all the demigods pray, and then Prahlad is enlivened, saved and enlightened by the Lord by his touch, then Prahlad Maharaj offers very beautiful prayers. In a very humble way, saying, "I'm born in a demonic family. I have no qualification, no ability." And those who are born in rich family, Brahmana family, aristocratic, or these are not qualifications. But real qualification is bhakti. Bhakti mama vijanati yavanyas chasmi tatpataha. And the way to develop this bhakti, this devotional service, is by hearing and chanting. By hearing the pastimes of the Lord, that is also chanting. That is also Sankirtan. Prabhupada describes, we're performing Sankirtan. The hearing and chanting in the Bhagavatam class is also Sankirtan. Sitting in the Gita class is Sankirtan. Chanting the rounds is Sankirtan. Singing and dancing with instruments is also Sankirtan. And this is Jagnai Sankirtan Praya Yajanti Hi Sumeda Saha. Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parashadam Jagnai Sankirtan Prayar Yajanti Hi Sumeda Saha. So those who are fortunate, also intelligent, because you have to be also brave to give up materialistic life, because from the very beginning we're conditioned to think that work hard, get a good education, make a lot of money, and that this is the success in life. But we see it's all useless pursuit for nothing. Because ultimately we're just going to die and it'll all be taken away. Whereas whatever spiritual benefit we accumulate by performing a little bit of devotional service is to our eternal credit. Neha bikramo nashosti pratyavayana vidyate swapam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. A little bit of endeavor on this path of devotional service give one the most benefit, that he'll no longer see the repetition of birth and death. This is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. We're not promising some material opulence, but you'll have spiritual opulence. You'll be awakened to your eternal existence. And the method has been made tailor-made for us in this Kali Yuga, how you say, brought in on a silver platter. Srila Prabhupada could very easily look at someone and assess and observe, understand what they're made up of. So it took he came, he was studying what is the American culture, how are things in the mid-60s, and the protests and the seeking or looking for yoga, mysticism, the drug scene. And not that as an acharya he changed anything, but he delivered the perfect message, just like Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur were going preaching. They found the Jagai Madai, and although they caused so much trouble for Lord Nityananda, still they encouraged and made them devotees. So Srila Prabhupada could see so many Jagais and Madhais everywhere, but he was blessing them, enlightening them, just like Krishna, Lord Nrsingadev enlightened Prahlad Maharaj. So those who had a little bit of faith and a little bit of appreciation of Srila Prabhupada, he blessed them. He gave them strength. He gave them enthusiasm and courage to take up the process of Krishna consciousness and to very boldly, enthusiastically preach Krishna consciousness throughout the world. This Krishna consciousness movement in a very short time has spread throughout the world, has many shortcomings, many faults in the institution and the structure, but somehow we're pushing forward, and Krishna, he's sending intelligent, nice devotees, and we're hopeful that for the next at least 10,000 years, that by the strength of the books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad-Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada's lectures, and those who are very carefully studying the books and are enthusiastic to preach and give Krishna consciousness like Prahlad Maharaj, that Krishna will rectify the situation in due course of time. But we ourselves, if we work on ourselves and just try to encourage others, it's always a safer platform. Instead of worrying about what someone else is not doing, let's see what we're not doing and how we can do it, how we can do the devotional activities even better and come closer to Krishna. So there's a few minutes left, 7-8 minutes. Anyone have any questions, comments? Prabhuji?
There's one question on this data. There's always I've always thought about it. So somebody may ask, and you said it in France at one point, that for a devotee, heaven or hell, Vaikuntha, it's all the same. So why did Jayat and Vijay choose to be devoted? I mean, demons, 3 lifetimes, rather than demons as 7 lifetimes.
Mm-hmm.
So it would seem that if I become a devotee for so many lifetimes, that's better than being a demon for 3 lifetimes.
Yes, very good question. Prabhupada tells us how in Vaikuntha there are no demons, and Krishna sometimes likes to sport. So who he'll sport with? He'll sport with his devotees. So Krishna has Leela, and it's a very inconceivable Leela. But he also, why do you like fighting? Krishna likes fighting. So he comes. Who's he going to fight with? Fight with his devotee. So it's described in the Bhagavatam that actually it was Krishna's Leela. He encouraged them that you take 3 births and come back early, because he wanted to come and exhibit this Leela and show how he's always protecting his devotees. And even if someone is a great devotee turned demon, Krishna will punish. But Krishna's punishment is also reward. So there are many instructions and lessons in this whole Leela, and they came to actually serve the Lord in the capacity of being fighting combatants.
But he gave them choice. He didn't say become demons.
Yeah, Krishna's always giving choice, but he may have inspired like that you come quickly back to me. Why did Narada Muni tell Kamsa all those things so then he was ready to commit so much violence to the mother and father and devotees? Somehow, we may say to accelerate the Leela, we think, well, it was already going up pretty fast in itself. So Krishna, he performs very mystical activities, but one who knows the purpose of his birth, activities, and disappearance, he doesn't see, we just have faith that the Lord is providing everything for us. And if you read the Bhagavatam and all the stories, they're all like completely, as we say in America, mind-blowing. You know, like, wow, how is that happening? Why is that happening? Inconceivable. And you may.
My thought, not to contradict your
No.
planetary plan.
There's many angles.
My consideration is that their swarup is as giant Vijay as the doorkeepers. So they want to come back as soon as possible and live in their swarup.
It's a good one, yes.
Rather than be devotees in a different place. And maybe find somebody doing their service when they got back.
Okay, that's good.
But it may be that.
Yeah. It's a good proposal. Any other questions or comments? Or you finished? No.
And then one point is that what should be considered would have happened if they'd actually chosen to be devotees.
Krishna would have made some other arrangements. He knows how to utilize his energies. Comments? Question? That's it? Huh? Close enough. All right. There's a question. Hare Krishna.
Just like
No comments?
he wouldn't like to do any other service.
We are just engaged in this. So in the same context we are talking, just if we analyze the situation, so it's a technical question. But what is the Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarvam pravartate iti matva rajate mamudava matta sarvam pravartate. Everything is happening by the will of God. And at the same time, there is a free will given to the individual soul. So what is the line in between to consider whether it is free will is acted or will of the Lord is acted?
Yeah. Well, the Lord is Trikalagya. He knows past, present, future, and Sarvasya Chahang Hridi Sanavishto. He's in the heart of every living being, and He knows what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're desiring. So although He's providing everything, He's providing all the material bodies, all material nature, fruits, vegetables, and different arrangements within this world for us to try to enjoy. So you're given freedom. But when Krishna, He sees that there's some interest that I want to again be with my Lord, awaken my desire for Krishna. Krishna makes those arrangements that you meet devotees. Two people may meet devotees. One will think, oh, these are, bald-headed fools and, just wasting their time. Someone will see, oh, they have something special going there according to His attraction. And the Lord already knows that somehow, but we still have minute independence. Our minute independence allows us to either follow the path of bhakti or try to continue it, like the rabbit, when cornered by a vicious animal, he'll close his eyes and think everything's okay now. But they still gets devoured. So, we need to open our eyes, but Krishna knows we were going to open our eyes. Or we want to forget Krishna, He knew that as well. So it's difficult to understand how the Lord knows past, present, and future, just like the Guru, Trikalagya. And at the same time, we maintain our independence. This is the mystical process that you may think, well, I chose to be here. I could have stayed a demon. Krishna knew that. Oh, I'm tired of Krishna. I'm tired of all the devotees. I'm going to go out and make some money. He knew that as well. So these are mystical, and it's a good way of getting out of answering directly the question, but it's my understanding. One more? Was that okay? Or something? Well,
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you were giving an example that demigods were taking Hiranyakashipu's wife and they thought in the womb the child is maybe a demon. But Narad Muni said, no, he is not a demon, he is a devotee, made this one. So this one shows that the astrologic way, how the Narad Muni is having that astrology, we understand that in the womb of our wife is not demon, is a devotee. So this is the thing we should understand, that astrology also sometimes works. And Prabhupada said that this is your destiny, whatever is in your destiny, that much you will get, whether not one paisa more or one paisa less. So this destiny is told in the beginning. You can see the astrologist Narad Muni, how he is giving his astrology.
yes, even when Krishna was born, his father had astrological calculation. So there's great power behind it. Unfortunately, in this age of Kali Yuga, much has deteriorated and people may not be as accurate. And so we should not get swayed one way or the other. It's good to hear and understand, but don't take it too much to heart, because there may be some miscalculations or inability to see clearly. This is part of the whole Vedic culture. Veda means knowledge. Knowledge is given by Krishna. Astrology is given by Krishna. And we can achieve all these things simply by surrendering to Krishna, and then our future is very, very bright, just like Prahlad Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Lord Nrsingadeva ki jai. Hari Bol.